Hi there, I'm Aly Elliott.
Hi guys, we are back today to continue the Hiraeth project, this series, to explain the series, and we are continuing with the beautiful, gorgeous haired Kennedy. Kennedy was just over 4 months old when she passed away in March of 2008, and shortly after that I met her mama on the Miss Foundation support forums for grieving mothers, grieving parents. And everybody who was on there at that time remembers Kennedy's introduction to our group because of her hair. She was 3 months old. Well, she was 4 months old, but she had this gorgeous head full of beautiful, pretty long hair for a baby, and it was just so full. And her mother, Tiffany, talked about how they would get stopped constantly, stopped in the store and stopped on the street just for people to revel in her beautiful hair and that unique, perfect trait of hers. And that was her signature, that was her trademark. Kennedy's mom, Tiffany, was very vocal in her grief, and I know that myself and a lot of people relied on those more vocal in their grief to be able to relate to, because sometimes you can't find the words that you're looking for, but somebody else can. And Tiffany was one of those people that you could just connect with quickly. She had that gift with people. She did a phenomenal job of keeping Kennedy's story alive and her memory alive, and she left traces of her all over the world, all over the internet. They have a playground in her memory, and she's done a lot of things big like that. But she also had an incredible personal connection with myself and a lot of the moms. We're grateful for that, particularly because in April of 2019, Tiffany joined Kennedy on the other side. And it is a tremendous loss for the people that loved her and her friends and family, obviously. But she is reunited with Kennedy, and she wanted that very much. And just a quick Google search of her name, and you see vivid details of a broken heart. And we are all grateful that she was able to vocalize those feelings and leave that legacy. We met, she was one of the very first people that wanted to be a part of this project, and it took us a few years to coordinate our schedules and to make it work so that we could meet up. And we met up in, in March of 2017. And it would have been just a few days shy of Kennedy's 9th Angel Day when I was scheduling all of these photo shoots for the Bereavement Project. As it was known most of the time as Bereavement Project, it became Hiraeth about a year before the gallery show. But as I was scheduling these, it was hard because we were all over the US, and my family and I traveled significantly, which helped a little bit, but still getting the schedules to work out was tough sometimes. And it seemed like a lot of the times it would work out specifically at a particular date or a time that one of us needed that. We needed that. We needed to see each other and meet each other and be able to give each other a hug. And this was just a few days shy of Kennedy's 9th Angel Day. And we didn't know that until that day, because it was kind of put together on short notice. The actual shoot itself was very humble. My family and I were staying at a hotel next to a convention center, and there was a little hill between the hotel and the convention center that you could walk to. It was a little footpath. And on one side was the parking lot for the hotel, and the other side was the parking lot for the convention center. And it was raised just enough that I could avoid the parking lots on either side of us. If I were to orchestrate a day for this particular photo shoot, I wouldn't change a thing from what it was. The wind was crazy and wild, and the sky changed constantly, these deep, rich colors and beautiful cloud movement and shapes. And it was really incredible how this day in March in the Midwest, you can kind of expect the unexpected. You could get anything from a snowstorm to a really hot day. You could get anything. And we got the most beautiful, it was a little bit chilly, but it was pretty mild considering what it could be. And the sky was incredible. And it was really, it was a special morning. And we didn't have a ton of time. My boys helped me hold the lighting because it was super windy. And I had developed this concept particularly just for them. We had to incorporate her hair somehow. It was, it just was a given. That's how it had to be because her hair was iconic. And the wind was the best way that I could conceive to really highlight that. And Kennedy, their rainbow baby, was a little boy and he had short hair. So we used Tiffany's hair. And she is the only one of the entire Hiraeth series out of 20 images that the mother was used in any capacity to build the child. And it's just happenstance that it worked out that way. But I'm glad that it did. I'm glad that she's a part of it. And I will forever regret that she didn't get to see her image before she passed on. And the fabric billowing in the wind created all these shadows and shapes. And I found a lot of people finding things in that, which is kind of cool because everybody can pick up on something that they see. And human nature, I believe, is that we are searching for a connection with whatever we're looking at or interested in. So that billowing fabric offered that connection in a lot of different ways, and people were kind of seeing things that, you know, somebody else might see totally differently, which was a cool layer to that image. Nobody saw their images until the night of the gallery opening in August of 2020. And because of the pandemic going on, a lot of people that wanted to be there in person were not able to be there. But it was a very special night in which we could all share that moment together. And I'm very grateful for that. But I will always regret that Tiffany did not get to see her image of her living son and her Kennedy together. He was not born until after she passed on. And that was my whole purpose for this series. For the families that had children after the death of one of their children, they'll never have all of them together. There's always somebody missing from every picture. And that's what I wanted to offer. And it breaks my heart that Tiffany didn't get to see that. I'm very grateful for what Tiffany left along the internet in Kennedy's honor, because there are these gut-wrenching, beautiful words that she thought of every day that orchestrated her love for Kennedy. She had also not filled out the questionnaire yet. So what I did for her words in the gallery show was to take some of the words that she had written on various posts and just grab a quote from there to demonstrate her feelings. And it says, I miss you. I miss everything about you. I miss each and every single thing about you and our life together. I loved you beyond words. My life began with you, sweet baby. My arms still ache to hold you. My heart is just shattered forever. And we put that in loving memory of Kennedy's mama. As I've said, there are a lot of those online that you can find for Tiffany and Kennedy. And another one that I didn't put in the book, but another one is, sometimes this journey without you literally takes my breath away. And I felt like that was another quote that we could relate to as bereaved mothers, as bereaved families. That it's a physical longing to have all your children together. So we shot this image that morning, that perfect, beautiful, windy morning in the Midwest, and it was a special morning. It was Tiffany and her son and her mom, and I'm grateful for that time that we were able to spend together and give each other a hug and talk in person after all of those years knowing each other through the computer. And she was very excited about the project. Like I mentioned, she was one of the very first ones to sign up and say, yes, definitely, I definitely want to do this. And I'm sorry that she missed getting to see that, and I hope that her son gets to see it someday. Because I've got his copy here waiting for him. Kennedy's legacy lives on, Tiffany's legacy lives on, and we are grateful for the whole family for sharing that with us and with this project and being a part of it. And I'm so grateful, though I regret her not getting to see it, I'm so grateful that she participated. Thank you for joining me today, and we will be back in a day or two with a video for this series. And the next one is for Jenna. Thank you.
That's why I do my mommy. Please.